Hey besties, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and I'm the creative behind That Manda Girl. On here you can expect, honestly, to see a smorgasbord of things. That's a fun word. Smorgasbord. Smorgasbord. Anyways, I post videos from my podcast, Sunshine and Rainbows. I will post passion projects and other things that I'm interested in. I don't know. My hands are in a lot of pots when it comes to my Instagram and my social media business, so honestly, I expect this channel to be nothing different. Just a little different, a little more in depth. Today, today I'll be going into the behind the scenes of writing my children's book. So previously in the spring of 2021, I wrote my first children's book, Jumo the Unicorn. It's doing really amazing. It's actually already hit the #1 bestseller on Amazon. Blown away. Anyways, it was a process and one that I didn't really realize how much work went into it. So I am going to walk you through the process. I'm really excited today to jump into it because I've already written the second book and it's time to get to the fun part. You'll figure out what that is, don't worry. So here we go. Okay, so first things first, when it comes to writing a book, you have to do some writing. Yeah, okay. So initially, when I went into writing the book, I thought that I would need to write it in some super secure Word document, on a pen, with a pen and paper, something like that. No. So when I was working with my publisher, we actually wrote the first book in a Google Doc, and that was super convenient because anytime that one of us made edits or suggestions, we could see everything right there and honestly in real time. Last time that I wrote the book, we sent it off to an editor and they made just editorial changes to the book. But this time we sent it to an editor that gave story edits as well too. And when they went into the book to edit, they wrote comments and highlighted different parts and made suggestions, and that was so helpful to the process. Here's the Google Doc pulled up, so I'm going to show you a little bit more. Okay, so with the Google Doc, I like to do a breakdown of characters, synopsis, themes, and a cover mock-up. Again, this is really rough. I made this in Canva, but it gives our illustrator an idea of what I'm thinking about with the cover. As I'm writing the book, last time I just wrote it and we'd have to break it up into pages. But this time when I wrote the book, I actually wrote it and kept it in with pages. That way I could figure out all of the themes that made sense. So I wrote the children's book in a Google Doc. Kind of weird. In order to make sure the story flows, you want to break up your story into pages. And this will make sense once we get to the illustration part of a book. But it's very important that you make sure themes either transfer from page to page. So when you're turning a page, the themes transfer, or one theme is on a 2-page spread. So this is kind of hard. So you have to bunch sentences together, but you don't want too many sentences on one page because then it's taking up or taking away from your illustrations. It's a balance. With my last book, Jumo the Unicorn, I think we didn't break up the pages as much as we could have, and I also think our book was just a little bit too wordy. So with this book, Manda's Magical Zoo, I'm trying to make an effort to keep within the reading age limit, keep the fun and whimsy there, but also take out as much wordiness as possible. That way the illustration and the story can just shine and it's not a lot of extra words. Honestly, I love Jumo the Unicorn, but when I was reading it to kids on the Great American Teach-In to a classroom of kindergartners, I definitely could see some wiggles happening towards the middle of the book, which cued me in as an author that it might be just a touch too long. So we adapt, right? We adapt, we change, we get better. And the goal with this book is to find that sweet spot where kids are engaged, they want to hear more, captivated, but it's not too long of a sitting during the story. Next, once you have written your story, sent it off to the editor, and broke it up into pages, it's time for the best part. As someone who thrives on creativity, loves fun, whimsical colors, this is honestly my motivation to get the book written, is to get to storyboarding. So I'm going to preface this with the fact that I have zero skills when it comes to illustrating, drawing, anything. The best I can do is stick figures. You're not allowed to laugh, okay? So I was talking about breaking up the story into pages. When you storyboard, you begin to draw out those pages. Oh my god. So I have these broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I have quite literally drawn stick figures of my thoughts of what should go on this page. So when we sent this off to the illustrator last time, like, this is what got sent to him. And that's just a testament to how incredible he was at grasping our vision, because look at that. My favorite is the elephant. This time, though, I've come up with a better idea. Let me show you. Okay, so initially when I sent our illustrator the cover, I had found these two mermaids on Canva clip art that were super cute, and honestly, I loved the look of this one with the pink hair, and that is who we based the character Manda off of. So ignore the fact that they're mermaids and they're literally in bikinis. But this is what we sent him for Jumo, and he executed it incredibly. So again, I made this mock cover up again for Manda's Magical Zoo. This time we're also going to have him design the back cover, and this is where my bio for the book will be, so kind of the synopsis of the book. But my idea this time is to do everything in Canva. So this is going to be amazing. I'm still working on storyboarding it, but I'm able to show where I want the text, things like that. And honestly, this is working out so well for me. Again, you know, she's cut off because I don't want her mermaid tail in it, and he's going to obviously illustrate it differently, but to just give a rough idea, I feel like this is going to help him out so much in the process. So the next part will be finishing these storyboards and sending it off to our illustrator. He is incredible. It'll probably take about 2 months for him to come back with the illustrations, but that process is really awesome and very collaborative. Obviously, I send off my ideas for the pages. He has his own artistic liberty of how he thinks they'll fit better. I honestly think this is better with the Canva mock images because it's really going to give him an idea more of what I'm looking for. And I've talked to other illustrators and they're very grateful for this because it cuts down the process of back and forth and revisions. If you're straightforward with the illustrations that you want, that is less work on their part, obviously. So after we get back all the illustrations, we approve them, then my publisher and editor will go through and we will add words to the page. And that part is really fun because we can decide if we want to put them in text boxes or where we want to fit them around the page. After that, then the whole publishing process starts. Now with this book, we are really ahead of schedule. We do not want to publish until the spring. Obviously, it's December right now. But last time we ran into some hiccups with some of the publishing software taking way too long on the hardcover option. So I just want to be ready. I just want to be ready for the spring. So it's December now. I'm finishing the storyboarding this week, which is the week before Christmas, hoping to send the storyboarding off to the illustrator within the next like 2 weeks once it gets approved by my editor and we like decide that that looks good. From there, it'll probably take him 2 months to illustrate after revisions. So that gets us to February, which gives us then a month, 2 months to get this book published. Wild. In the process, though, we don't want to take away from Jumo. Like I said, that book is doing so well, and typically you don't want to publish a new book within 6 months. So Jumo the Unicorn was published in September, so end of March, April timeframe gives Jumo 6 months, because we don't want to take away from that book's success, but we want to write a book soon enough to where people are excited and are looking for a second book. It's a process, and one that I am learning very much, but it's a fun process. I didn't think I would enjoy this part of it so much. I love the writing part because I get to really just jump into my own imagination and come up with these characters and what they would say and do. And obviously with the zookeeper background that I have, I'm drawing on a lot of personal experiences, which is wild to translate that into a children's book. And I'm basing a lot of the animals off of animals that I've worked with. But I really enjoy the storyboarding part. It makes it so real, putting images on the page with the thoughts. So it's wild to think that everything that I'm working on now, literally this, is going to turn into this. Is that insane? I think that's insane. This book was so awesome, such a project of love. I love how it turned out, and I cannot wait to see how the second book turns out. Wow. Yeah. I'm proud. I never thought that author would be something that I would put behind my name, but here we are. And honestly, just a testament to roll with the punches that life throws you. I can't wait to see the second book. Oh my God. Just a couple months, guys. Well, thank you so much to being here, watching, listening, and coming along this journey with me. If you want to see more behind the scenes of some of the projects that I'm up to, let me know down in the comments. Obviously, throw a like. If you'd like to see more, hit subscribe and hang out with me a little bit more. Again, my name is Amanda, and I'm the creative behind That Manda Girl. This YouTube channel is a smorgasbord. I said it right that time. All right, besties. I'll talk to you next time.